As a podcaster, you might be looking for a co-host, right? Now, here's the thing. So when you are looking for a co-host, you need to look in, some plans. I'll give you some ideas, but we also want to make sure that you actually find a good co-host. You realize I don't have a wire here, but here's the thing. So, do you need a co-host? Here's the deal. So, keep in mind that starting a podcast solo, it's fine, but it does require you to have some sort of motivation going in, because it kind of gets boring if you do it for. Why is this buzzer not working? Kind of gets so boring if you keep doing it for a long time. So that's why it's advisable that you do get a co-host, because number one, it's a commitment. So for example, and they will hold you accountable for things that you want done, and you can hold them accountable as well. So it's a great journey, right? So keep that in mind. Now, what do you look for in a co-host? So keep in mind that they are committed, because sometimes, right, you might want to maybe want to start a podcast and you want to go in for years and years. What if they drop out like a week in or a couple months later? That's gonna mean you have to restructure your podcast maybe, or go hunt down another podcast co-host. So that's a hassle. So keep in mind that they are committed. Now, if you're like, oh, do they need to know a lot about my topic? Not really. That's the whole part, right? Because you guys can have a back and forth conversation. That's the whole goal. Keep in mind that not necessarily that person doesn't have to be an expert. They can be, they can ask questions, right? They can ask questions. It's all about that chemistry that that you can create with your co-host. That's going to make the show, going on for a long, long time. Now, where do you find these people? Do these people exist? Yeah, they do. So I'm going to give you a couple of places. So for example, you can go to meetup.com. So if you go to meetup.com, and then just get a free account, right? Once you get a free account, what you can do is you can just type up podcaster or something like that, right? And then we're going to go ahead and do any distance. And there we go. Found some. So what you need to do is go to meetup.com and then find people who are in this same industry as you, podcasting. And that's one option. Option number two is finding your topic. For example, you go up here, right? Let's say you're into Bitcoin. So you type up Bitcoin, right? And once you type up Bitcoin here, you're gonna find people who are interested in Bitcoins, right? And what you can do is connect with them and see if they are interested. That's option number one. Option number two is going to be getting into going to those forums online. For example, if you are into sales, or like domaining, just find a forum. For example, let's say you are into selling domains, right? So domain sales, or I don't know. Let me check. There you go. You can go to these forums and find people who might be interested in starting a podcast, but they haven't found somebody. Or sometimes what happens is, they have it in the back of their mind, but they haven't started it. Or you might spark a fire in their life where, they might want to start a podcast with you. So keep that in mind. But yeah, you can go ahead and find a podcast host like that, okay? And that's it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you want more tips and tricks for podcasters just like yourself. Thank you so much.